fuck out of here with that shit.
Okay. Okay.
What I need.
Yeah.
You say he's just a friend. You say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I need.
Maybe.
Damn.
Been a rough week, man. Rest
Yeah.
in peace,
It has been a
Marquee,
rough week,
bro.
man. Gonna make you cry.
Riot Squad is really gonna be lit next time they go.
Yep.
When that song comes on, just sing it for 90 minutes straight.
Oh,
Most likely.
most likely not.
That'll last longer than the Galaxy did in this last game.
Damn.
Ooh.
Got it. Welcome to News Across the Galaxy. We'll talk all things Galaxy. My name is Eddie. As always, we got Brian next to me.
What up? What up?
Spenny.
Yay!
Yeah, that's Spenny.
That he's what?
It's reversed.
Again? Again, Spenny?
You know, I found this new notary place. It double stamps it. So, you know, permission slip, double stamp notaries.
Yes.
Anybody that needs the plugs, I get a free stamp for every recommendation. So,
I got that Photoshop skills too. You need to change the
That's
date.
Any cam.
see, they don't worry. They gotta be double stamped. You know, you can't go back on a double stamp.
Somewhere lost in the Matrix out there. We got Edgar.
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up?
Oh, I gotta get him up.
He's all getting excited. He's right there in Matt Doyle's office.
How you doing?
Whoever's office that is.
Fucking Matt Doyle.
Yeah. At Doyle's office.
Yeah, you know Matt
Jeez.
Doyle. You know Matt Doyle's all excited right now. He already put LAFC at number 1 just for winning one game.
Yeah, dude, for real.
You're gonna see power rankings just all over, retweeted all day this week.
Power rankings. What are those?
Don't worry about it.
You know, something to keep people excited during the week. There's nothing to do.
My thoughts exactly.
Yeah,
To follow it up
exactly.
like this, but on the 1s and 2s we got Dre Day all day.
Hey, that's not important. Don't worry about that.
In that case,
Exactly. Perfect.
all right, guys. Let's not start with well, let's avoid as long as we can. Yeah.
What, avoid
Try to
what?
avoid
What are you guys
it.
talking about?
Nothing. I don't know what you're
Avoid
talking
what?
I don't know.
about. The thing.
The thing.
What thing?
You know the thing of the thing.
What thing you guys talking
Avoid
about?
it at all costs.
Oh, you talking about that U.S. game against Canada, where we started off good and then things went sideways?
Ooh.
Or you're talking about the other game? What other game?
What
Oh,
other game is there?
You know what? Let's start off with some worse things. So, last week we had Julian get an extension. This week, I forgot an extension.
Ah.
Okay.
Why? I mean, nice.
So again, part of the Under 22 initiative, EFRA gets an extension. I think it was about 2 years, right?
2 years, I think, with a third-year team option.
So should I be a jerk first, or does somebody want to?
I think it should be a jerk first, since it's the bad news, and then the good news. Well, Spenny will take it.
bad news?
I don't know.
No, it's not bad news. It's 2. Okay, I'll be the
Jerk news.
It's 2 years and not 4.5 for a reason, right? The guy that got 4.5 deserves 4.5. This is 2 years because when you throw on that Mexico jersey, there's a certain value to you, and that's what I think that contract is. There, I said it.
So basically, putting a price tag on him, so when we do sell him later on, make some money off.
Which
that.
is also kind of weird because he was still under homegrown, right?
Yeah.
Because I understand if you have a homegrown, MLS doesn't take any piece of it if you sell him. So so the thing is that they probably couldn't move him in the summer.
Ooh. I think it's just, first of all, congratulations to the kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah.
I'm over here sitting
He's
talking about it, not making any money while he's over there.
however you
cashing
feel
out.
about it, whether you think it was a good move or not, the guy is from East LA, you know?
Yeah.
He grew up through the academy, came up through the ranks, and he did something that at least us three would love to do for a career, right?
Yep.
And got a contract with the team he grew up watching and supporting. So congratulations to him.
You
Yeah.
said in a text that me and Brian could have.
Hey man, I was watching some Division 3 and I was like, fuck, I could defend these. But back to Efra, you know, congratulations to him. You know, you want to see this happen more frequently in a positive way where it can impact both the team on the field, financially, and probably into the future. And I think that's what this was. It's not fair to compare it to Julian. Julian should have gotten a contract, or actually Julian got a contract right from the beginning. He never was on a homegrown contract, so two very different things. For Efra, I think the third-year option is just to see if they can get something out of it in the long run. If he does perform for the national team, you know, you ship him out to Liga MX for $4 or $5 million, you know. And as far as salary cap, I mean, it makes sense overall, the investment that they would have to make if they sign him to a regular contract compared to this initiative thanks to Cabral. So it just makes sense overall. What better option do you have right now coming off the bench than to lock this kid down and still have the option to move him? Because you still have the option to move him, but if you don't give him a contract and he just walks away, then you know you're going to be complaining, Eddie, that we let another person walk away without getting anything in return.
What are we doing?
Getting something in return this time.
Yeah.
I think we could all mention a different player in the last 5 years or 6 years that the Galaxy have let go without getting anything in return, right?
Well, there's one of them that plays for the U.S. national team, a forward that we probably could have had. Last
Talking
name.
about Hoppy?
Yeah. So, I get that.
And a dope name.
Yeah, I get that. It's just okay. Cool. He got the contract. I would just like him to be a little bit more productive with this team, just in order, you know, if he does get to be moved somewhere else, it's worth it. I mean, if you're gonna pay the kid and he's not doing anything and it's just sitting on the bench, it kind of defeats the purpose of giving him that contract.
Can we step aside and put the blinders on that it's Efra and look at the actual contract, look at the actual move, right? A few years ago,
that's what. Okay, so then that was my point. Okay, so the kid hasn't done anything to deserve it, right?
Well,
So then in my case, then I stand by what I said. It sounds like a jerk thing. Then putting on the Mexico jersey puts a certain value to him, and that's why they gave it to him. It can't be because of what he's done. Definitely not, because I like the league, right? I watch other young players, and it's kind of like, dude, this kid ain't showing it. Everybody else is, you know, that was supposed to.
yeah.
At his age, is starting to show, and has even if not gotten interest, already been moved.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my thing.
I just think you're completely wrong. I mean, compared to the contracts that we've been given out in the last few years, this is a smart contract. It hits your cap at $150,000 for something that can return you in the millions. It's gonna hit your cap $150,000 for the next 2 years, $300K, when you know you can sell them for $4 or $5 million. You don't think he has a price tag right now that they can get $4 or $5 million in the next 12 months?
I'm pretty sure there's teams in
No.
Liga MX that
Not in
probably
the next
got
12
fine
months.
for that.
Because like I said, he was a homegrown. If it was there in the next 12 months, they wouldn't have given him that deal, and they would have just taken all the money from the homegrown deal instead.
When is a homegrown deal done?
That I don't even know.
So how can you say that it's not going to happen in the next 12 months?
Because, well, he already got the extension. He's not a homegrown player anymore.
But his contract hits the cap
The
different.
thing with the MLS, though, is if you're a homegrown and you sell your player, you keep all the money. Comparison to being a fucking...
Yeah, but then with the homegrown, your contract hits the cap different when it's your second contract as a homegrown player, right? So for Efra, that's 19. His cap hit is going to be $150K to our cap next year and the year after that. Where if he would have signed or extended his current contract or signed a new contract because he came from a homegrown contract, it impacts the cap at like $500K, $600K.
So there's no buyers in the next 12 months. We both agree.
But it's cheaper this way to keep him. And we don't have that much better options coming off the bench right now. Who is a solid backup for what he has done, as minimal as it may have been this season?
Me?
He's actually been better this season than other seasons. Yeah, I agree with you there. Is there somebody better? I don't think so. Not what he has done. I don't think so. But still, I don't know. I guess it's just money move.
It gives
right?
us options, right? You still have somebody that has been working within the system, not only through the academy, but has been trusted to start and have significant minutes with this current system, right?
Yeah.
And he can still develop to something within this system and learn from somebody like Vasquez and Kleshin.
Yeah, and I don't doubt that either. Vanny has been a very nurturing coach, even when he talks about other players like Zubac. Shit that he says after interviews, you know, just giving them the confidence. And I feel Efra has the skill for it, and having veterans like you said, Sasha and Vasquez could help his progress.
What do you think, Edgar?
That was about to get to Edgar.
Yeah, I had a question. I don't follow the Mexican national team, I guess as much as I should. But what has he done with Mexico that has merited so much attention from them in the times that he's played with the national team? Because when I watch some of the young U.S. players that are coming up, and you hear about him, and you hear this guy has this much to offer, and then you watch a game and you actually see them do something, and you're like, okay, it was worth the hype, But what about Efra? What has he done with the Mexican national team that has them, so urgent to like have him on the team there? I'm curious.
That's the thing. He picked Mexico.
But what has he done?
He picked Mexico.
Besides that,
I mean,
on the field,
But
what has he done?
those are things that matter to a fan base, especially one like the Mexican national team. They love to steal players, especially from the U.S.
Yeah,
and they love to have fresh, young talent that is promising, regardless of what they become. That's one thing that is our downfall. As Mexicans, when we like something, we go full, all in on it.
Just look at your tias, all those kids and no husband.
Yeah, but that's part of it.
Yeah.
That's part of it. If you look at Mexico's roster, they don't have anything. They don't have much to look forward to on their senior squad. They have like 5 players, 22 and under, in their actual rotation.
That's one of the things. I think that's one of the things with Mexico, that their future isn't as bright as ours. Not that they sit there and compare themselves to us. I don't think they do. By us, I mean the U.S. And I also think it's a just in case, right? I think the U.S. would have done the same thing. You can't tie him just in case he happens to be something, because unlike club team, it's not costing you money to, or at least not a lot of money to call him up and cap tie him.
In case he does something, right?
Yeah, he's like a prepaid cell phone plan. At the end of the day, you don't want him.
Okay, I'll bring it up again, man. In case he does something like Freddie Adu. Because we're in Adu territory at this point.
Nah, Adu was already better at this point. Adu had already done much.
Adu was better in him at this point, but then Adu had like a sharp, just
Freddie, let's stop all that.
Freddie Adu split player of the tournament.
Let's
with
stop
Messi.
all that, man. Let's stop all of that. It doesn't matter who came before him. It doesn't matter who's gonna come after him. We need him to become the best Efrain Alvarez he can become. We don't need him to become a Freddie Adu. We don't need him to become a Landon Donovan. We just need him to be serviceable for what we need for as long as we need him. He's not going to be a player that I expect to stay with the team, until his late 20s, early 30s. Just let's get what we can out of him. He's a serviceable starter, somebody who can come off the bench. Obviously works in the system, just maybe doesn't have the quality to finish sometimes. But what's our better options right now? We don't have any. The cap hit is not going to be much. He knows the system. For all the amount of players that you brought in this season, maybe bringing in a 2 or 3 more might just fuck everything up. We were having this conversation in our chat. Once everybody comes back healthy, there's fan favorites that are going to be sitting on the bench along with Efra, right?
Damn, Jonah, chill.
So, Papitan's going to sit on the fucking left side of the bench in some games. And it's going to piss some people off, but
it is.
That's a whole different conversation.
This show's not going to get much more exciting. So, anything else on Efra?
I think we're good.
Congratulations.
Efra Villarreal, Alvarez, whatever.
He can open up that franchise we were talking about.
Efra Adu?
McEffron?
McEffron. Yeah.
Man, get shit on the contract, bro.
Yeah,
he got his money.
He got his money. Supersize that bitch. Get avocado on your Big Mac.
I hope you get transferred in the next 12 to 18 months for like $5 million, so you can get your 10-20% off of that.
You know what, man? You know what? I hope you just score a hat trick on La Selecta today to shut up Brian.
Just score one.
Yeah,
I'll be good.
He's gonna go off tonight, man.
It's all good. The U.S. is gonna come across like Qatar or something, and they're not gonna make it to the final. So I ain't even tripping.
Damn.
Yeah, I'd rather do that than to, Anyways, that's for another time. So the game, huh? The
fucking game.
What game?
What a trash performance.
Hold on. So where'd you guys watch it? I'm stalling.
It's funny.
I actually made time out of my day to watch the game at home, and I'm like, yeah, I can watch this. And At first, I was feeling all excited because I had something to eat and something to drink, and I'm sitting there like, yeah, I got watching this game,
And then the food and drink finished.
we got Revolution with the goal, and I'm like, yeah, and it felt good. I felt really good, and then from that point on, it was just like, no, it just. There's no way to this. I mean,
that's where you watched it. We're gonna get to the game right now.
Yeah, we'll get to the game.
Gather those thoughts, Edgar. Gather yourself, man. You're already all getting set on me.
I could see the steam coming out of his ears right now.
Yeah, seriously. I thought it was the background moving, but that was you.
I watched it in different spots in downtown. I was in downtown LA. I caught the first half at some random ass place. Second half, walking through some
That's a great name
expo on
for
my
a bar,
phone.
by the way.
That's how I watched it. I watched it mostly on the go.
Well, I was in Long Beach at the Stash Bar along with Eddie, and actually a couple people showed up. There was a couple of G's fans in there, as disappointed as we were. So we all cried together.
I watched it at that same bar. I was also sad.
Well, the thing was, I don't know.
What don't you know, Brian?
I don't know. Well, let's get to the lineup first, and then we can be disappointed.
Sure.
I guess
together.
you really don't know, huh?
Yeah.
I should have had that ready to go.
Lineup is easy. At goal, it was Jonathan Bond.
No way.
And right back was Julio Araujo.
No way.
As right back was, as listed online on everything I saw, was Nick DePew. And next to him was the return of a
Derelict.
Derek Williams. Left back was Villafaña, and then in the midfield it was Sasha and Vasquez in the middle with Revolucion playing like a solo defensive center mid. On the wings it was Grancier and Cabral, and then up top was
Lord Zoo, baby.
your next tattoo.
Go back.
I'm not allowed to talk bad about him anymore.
You're not.
Go back.
Go back where?
No, you're allowed to say whatever you want, man. You're allowed to say whatever you want. That's a freedom of America, baby.
So you saw this lineup,
Yeah.
and I guess I'll go first. Just like the way I felt against Dallas, I was like, shouldn't matter who goes out there. This team is good enough. They're coached well enough to have had no problem. But yeah. How did you guys feel about the lineup?
Coming into this game, I was confident, dude. It's a team that's in last place. We struggled with them against them last time, and it was it shouldn't have been. We're kind of coming off some good games that we put together these past couple weeks, and the team is riding on high confidence. So coming into this game, I was like, man, Zubac scored last weekend. Cabral had a goal last weekend. Granzera was attacking a lot. We're gonna fucking make mincemeat out of these guys. They're last place. We should come in with all the confidence in the world. And it didn't, first half actually came out like that. But right off the jump, I thought, we're going to smash these guys. That's what I thought. Especially coming back with Darren Williams. I thought it was going to be a clean sheet as well. The pairing with him and Nick DePew, I didn't think it should have been a problem. Boy, was I wrong. What about you, Sven?
I expected more of an attack right from the beginning. With the long layoff, I expected Rayon to play by himself in the center mid and pretty much go all out attack with two
veterans,
two attacking midfielders, and of course your wings that have been playing pretty well. I expected them to just attack them right from the beginning and then try to get a hold of the game before Vancouver settled in, because they were going to bunker in and just try to use their speed to get over the top and run those lines behind the defensive line, and that's pretty much kind of what they did. But it is a MLS style game, man. It was definitely a trap game for us. They're coming off 8 winless games. That's no matter what position you are in MLS, that's a recipe for a disaster for a team like us that's looking to get points on the road. That's another thing too. It's a tough place to play. They had their struggles in the first game over there, and playing again over there, just coming off a break against a team that is hungry for a win too. It just wasn't a recipe for success.
That it was not,
especially with so many starters out. 3-4 starters for the LA Galaxy?
But that shouldn't have mattered though.
It shouldn't have mattered.
Because we could look at it the other side. They're missing a shit of the starters too. They just got rid of their DP.
Yeah, they did. And come on, man, how the How? Edgar, how'd you feel before when you saw the lineup?
I mean, obviously, I was really, I mean, like everybody, I was really confident of us going in. I didn't think that missing Leggett was going to be that big of a deal. In retrospect,
Y'all need to put some
obviously it
respect on
was.
his name. Oh,
You mean the captain, Captain America?
Nah,
no,
chill,
tampoco.
chill,
Hey.
chill.
Hey.
You know, Vancouver was missing some important players like their starting goalkeeper, Crepeau, who plays for Canada. So going in, I was like, yeah, you know, we have that's one thing that we didn't have last year. Was, there was no depth on the roster. And this year, despite all the stuff that's going on with the Gold Cup international call-ups, you know, we've been able to look at the roster and be like, oh yeah, you know, there's guys you can move around, you could change the formation a bit, and it'll still work. It'll still work. And a lot of what factors into that is hope, and some of that hope was kindled by Cabral's performance and Zubac scoring goal, you know, in that last game. Because, you know, we were saying all along, you know, once Cabral scores a goal, the floodgates are breaking, baby. You know, here we go. And instead, we watched him fizzle out and just disappear into the night. And that was that. And we went from 1 week where everybody's excited to see him finally score a goal, and we're really looking forward to see what else he can do the rest of the season. To, if you look at Twitter, people are like crucifying him and dragging him through the streets, man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, how do you go from the face of the company to like this freaking heel that's getting like, you know, nuclear heat? So it's incredible.
Somebody doesn't watch
yeah.
wrestling.
No, but going in, you definitely expect to win. I even said, you know, we were chatting, and I said, you know, I expect a 3-0 victory. We should handle these guys. You know, no disrespect to Vancouver, but you know, we should have won this game.
That sounded pretty disrespectful.
Nah, full on disrespect. They're the last place in the fucking league. How do you lose to that team? Especially you already beat them once. You're coming off that confident win against Dallas, who's another bad team. You have your DP, your young DP that's supposed to be your next star. You have to have players show up. Cabral has not shown up. It seems, if anything, Grant Sir should have been our DP instead of Cabral. And Cabral should have been our TAM player.
So you want to get to the...
Can we go into that?
All right,
Yeah.
Cool. So the game starts.
Okay.
The game starts. Hold on. We'll get into it. So the game starts, right? Dude, they come out comfortable the way they've been looking, been playing. Takes all but 5 minutes. What a fucking cross by Victor Vasquez. Oh, reliable, right?
Yeah, all reliable.
Yep.
5 minutes in.
What a cross. Revolution.
Vancouver caught ball watching.
Again. Hi.
Hi. Je suis Rayon Revolution.
The guy is just... That guy, talk about should be a DP. The guy's showing DP qualities so far. But the game kept going. And, not so much, right?
Well, I mean, the first half,
We hit the post.
Yeah. Grant
Sir
Sir hit the
Grant
post
Sir.
in the first half.
Yeah.
Vancouver had a few blocks.
Zubac had a few whiffs.
Yeah.
Nah, he
Yeah,
had some chances.
No, he had that one chance where all he needed to do was take a step towards the near post and aim for the near post, and instead he went wide and fired to the far post and wasted a really good opportunity. But whatever. I'm not the one on the field. You know, it's Zubac. I'm just at home watching and thinking about what I would have done differently. But and then of course there was the goal that was called back, which obviously was offside. But
Oh, how I wanted that goal to be legit so much. Just
Right,
so we
Eddie?
could get the fundings for
Yeah.
Eddie Satu going even better. That would have been amazing.
what was going through your mind, Eddie, when you saw the ball going?
Oh, I knew it. I knew it was offside as soon as it happened.
Nah,
I did.
if we went to the bathroom and cried real quick.
Stupid. Everybody's celebrating. I'm turning everybody. It's offside, guys. It's offside.
Everybody's like, boo.
Everyone's high fiving and shit. I'm like, dude, it's offside.
And when they said no goal, you're like, yeah, and everybody's like, boo, Eddie.
Nah, it was it sucks. It was a good play too, and then a good find. I guess Zubac doing Zubac things because I think he had enough space even to look at his line, and be extra safe and be a whole step behind and still get to that ball. But again, like Edgar said, I'm sitting right here. He's the one over there.
Yeah.
Breathing with his mouth open.
Scoring goals. That first half, we were I don't want to say way better than that team, but we had way better opportunities. The possession was a little bit in their favor, but they weren't really doing much in it. Defensively, I think Derek Williams was pretty solid. Same with the Pew. I don't know. It was night and day from that first half to what we saw in that second half. The first half actually gave me a little bit more hope, thinking that we were going to come out in the second half and just destroy them. It didn't go that way. That kind of... And I wasn't drinking, so I was all fucking pissed. Just drinking water. So like, what the fuck, man?
It just doesn't have the same feel if I throw water to the TV.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Shit, that plastic bottle is gonna bounce right off the screen. Fuck. But yeah, it was that first half. The big highlight for me, the first half, is Grand Sur continues to be
better and better every game.
And better. That one that Zubac whiffed, Grand Sur read that play like that ball wasn't for Zubac. I don't think it was. And even though Grand Sur didn't touch the ball, that to know where his player is, to know that was a better option. Dude, the guy is showing why he's at least worth 10 money. So
yeah,
that's one take I have from the first half. Besides that, the water was great, right?
Yeah, the water was great.
It was quite telling how like right off the bat we got that goal and everybody's excited. Everybody's like, yeah, it's our boy, Revolution. We love him so much. He's made such an impact in such a short period of time. So you got that going for you, and then you're like, okay, who's next? Who's there? Who's gonna score next? And we talked about the hitting the post, Zubac doing Zubac things, and then as the game wears on, you start to realize like, it kind of peaked there early, and Vancouver's kind of settling in there, and all of a sudden it got really ugly, and Galaxy wasn't doing anything. That's the thing that bothered me the most, because maybe Vandy could have made some changes at the half, or even shortly after the half, to try to inject some more energy into the match, but you kept waiting for Cabral to do something, and I know I'm getting ahead of myself here, but it was kind of like that meme, where you're trying to poke a rock and you're like, do something. And I'll save it for the awards, and that was coming. But I got something to say about him. But man, I'm so disappointed. And then that's just the beginning of it. I'm just so disappointed in Cabral, and I know it's just one game, but it's not just one game. It's one of his worst games. And the thing that sucks, the reason I say that, that I'm so disappointed is because we thought we had gone through this already, and we had reached a different point, a different level where he's supposed to start producing, and instead he regressed, and he didn't just regress, he regressed really bad, to the point where everybody's just shaking their heads and saying, is he really worth it? I mean, because how many games has he played now? 10 games?
Something like that, yeah.
10 games, 2 goals, one goal, 1 assist.
It kind of reminds me of that guy Cincinnati got, Brenner. How much money they spent on him, and he just scored his first, run of the play goal, where it wasn't a penalty, and it was the goalkeeper and the defender making a mistake, and he just happened to stumble into the ball and it went into the net. And how much money did Cincinnati spend on this guy, and how much money are we spending on Cabral? And I mean,
not that much.
So
the slot is the slot is where the value is. Like he's taking that slot.
I mean, look at the comments people are putting in. Cabral sucks. This guy is not worth it. I mean, we weren't saying any of this last week, but look at us this week. Just one game.
He super hates Cabral. I see.
he's getting X-Pac levels of hate right now, man. Damn. So.
Anything else for the first half? I know we're gonna make this one a quick one because people want to see.
Well, it's gonna be a quick one because the team fucking sucked.
Yeah, my concern is not so much the first half, but just the last 6 games. And the reason I'm saying that is because there's a formula developing against us, and it's just pretty much sit and wait for a counter, right?
Yeah.
That's how Seattle pretty much beat us both times. turnovers against Sporting Kansas City cost us that game. In the last 6 games, with this one included, we're 3-3. So obviously something's not clicking. Something defensively for us isn't working. Jonathan Bond still leads the league, I believe, by 1 or 2 saves, and that's not so much to give him kudos for. That's more worrisome for us to look at on the defensive end.
Those numbers got to go down.
In the last 5 or 6 years, fact check me if you want. In the last 6 years, no MLS Cup winner has allowed more than 50 goals in a season, and we're definitely not on track for that.
It's disappointing for Cabral because we have a really good goalkeeper, one of the top 3 goalkeepers in the league, in my opinion, and you don't have the defense to back him up, or maybe we do, and injuries, international duty have prevented us from getting to see that the final product, which is what we've all been hoping for. But in the meantime, you got to have some depth, and it's not there. And so now we're in this position where Seattle lost, and you look at that game against Vancouver, and the result is magnified because it's an opportunity to not just get those 3 points, which should have been 3 points, but you miss an opportunity to climb closer to the top and probably leapfrog Kansas City. But damn, you can only look back and shake your head.
Man, you guys are asking for so much and expecting so little in return. I don't understand. So a lot of people online, including you guys don't think that this team can win a cup the first year, right?
No, I think it's a work in progress.
Do you expect this team to win a Supporters Shield?
No.
Okay, so what's the point of trying to get to the top? We're just trying to.
Well, the thing is to have home court advantage in the playoffs. Okay, but
right? we need to first establish what the team is, right? You're having a quick turnaround. We're 3rd, 4th in the West, coming off being the worst team in the West last season, right? We haven't played with the same lineup on back-to-back games. We haven't had a full roster to what it can be, not one time this season, and we're still winning games. One thing that, depending how you want to look at it, I think is a positive is we have no ties. So we're riding the line of either winning a game or losing the game. And the difference to me has been defense, right? If we can get the right center backs that we've all been impressed by with Williams and Sega, then once we cut that issue out, we're going to be a team that can come together at the right time. Most teams in the MLS that win a cup do what? They go on a run. It's hard to start off a season like Seattle and finish a season with the title.
Well, the thing is, in my opinion, sorry to cut you off, Svenny, is that because of how MLS is, like you said, some of those teams, they go on a run, especially towards the end of the season. Well, you wanna keep pace with the best teams in the league, even if you're not at the top. You want to keep pace because sooner or later, one of the teams that's mid-table or even below the playoff line, they're gonna make a run, and you don't want to be in a position where you're one of those teams that's right on the bubble, and right when it counts the most, you drop below and you're not in the playoffs anymore. So you want to keep pace. Number 1, for that. Number 2, because you want to measure up to those teams at the top. You want to measure up to Seattle and Kansas City, because even though we might say we're better than Kansas City, they're grinding out wins. When it counts the most, so they're clutch. And so we want to be that. We want to be clutch. We want to be, compared to some of the best teams in the league. Forget the power rankings. Just being up there, in that same stratosphere as Seattle, or at least trying to get there. That's important, and it also helps the team, the team's culture, because you start to breed that winning culture. You start to spread it around, and it makes you believe that hey, we can actually win a championship. Instead, we have a lot of inconsistency, and losing a game against Vancouver, it's not a shock, but it's so disappointing because you have these guys that are supposed to be getting better every week, and instead they regress so terribly.
Would you say it's a little alarming?
No, not alarming. It's just disappointing.
It is, because these are the games you need to win.
Let's talk about how we lost that game, and then we can keep going on that.
Keep on nagging.
Yeah, we can keep on nagging discussion.
Keep on nagging.
If you guys would like. So second half starts, and it feels like the field is just was tilted one way, right, or something. Something was happening.
A whole different second half.
Like,
dude, that's
you don't want to say it, but maybe altitude. But it doesn't seem like it was just altitude, because it was like the whole team thing. I feel like maybe the halftime speech wasn't there, or it was just kind of like
It's a team.
they were just like, we got this. So let's just go out there. We got to finish out.
It's a team.
It looked like they were coming off a hangover. That's why I mentioned that. When we were off the air, it's kind of like they're like, all right, we have all this time to relax and just kind of chill with our families or whatever. All right, guys, let's get out there. And then Vancouver is like foaming at the mouth, and they smell blood in the water and they went for it. And meanwhile, our guys are like, what the fuck is going on? Especially Cabral.
I failed to bring it up in last week's show, but one thing that I've been noticing is the 70th minute mark in the last like 5 or 6 games.
Yeah.
And I brought it up to you
in the game.
In the Dallas game when I was like, watch, this is where Dallas is going to pick it up.
Yep.
And this was around the 67th minute against Dallas, which was like 2 or 3 minutes before they scored. And I said that to Brian and Eddie was because it's been happening throughout the last 5 or 6 games before that. And I think that's due to the fact that it's just an entirely new group. And it's hard to keep a new group every week focused on your game plan for 70, 80 minutes consistently. And I think with the lack of leadership in this game, where you didn't have, somebody that's really been there and can speak up for the team, without Chicha screaming at you, without Jonah, being Jonah with you, without Legit, he's still a captain on the team.
Yeah.
You had no real leadership on the field that can hold more than a few players accountable. It's hard for Vasquez to all of a sudden tell Ryan, that's been killing it for us in 3 games, how to play his game. You didn't have that leadership, and it's hard to keep a brand new group together focused for that long, and I think that's what happened.
But see, you have Sasha as a captain. That's somebody that's reliable that you could count on to be your captain and pull the team together and tell you,
reliable.
Hey, but I think the thing
he's gone 90 minutes these past 3 games.
No, but the thing is that
as your captain,
but as a player or as a captain, those are 2 very different things.
Yeah, I think like in something like in Chicha's case, like that guy's been working hard. He could put it all out there, and it's like he leads by example. So there's a big difference where Chicha's gonna yell at you. You're probably gonna respond more than where Sasha can't chase a player down, and he's gonna yell at you, but you can't back it up. So I think that's what you're kind of saying, right? Yeah.
Sorry guys. Now that you mentioned Chicha, and I know that we haven't really discussed this, but he's been missing a few games now, and you went from like, he's got he injured his calf, in warm-ups, to what's really going on. Like earlier today, I was sitting at home and I'm thinking about it, and I'm wondering what the hell's really going on. This is a game where Chicha would have made a big difference.
I think Edgar, I'm gonna cut you off right there because I think it's precautionary because this road trip, you don't want to put him out in elevation.
So we're doing low
altitude
management now. He's getting the Kawhi Leonard treatment now.
I don't know why. I don't know why you, you as a Clipper fan, I don't know why you would be opposed to this. 3 games.
See what happened.
3 games in 8 days. I would have to check, but if you look back at the games that he's been a part of, I think he has the most minutes except for Jonathan Bond and maybe Julian. Because even Villafana has been subbed out a couple times, right?
Yeah, it seems like it.
So it's between those guys. I mean, on the field-wise, that's constantly running. You got maybe Chicha 1 and Villafana 1A. So you're waiting on a player that you expect to play for 90 minutes 2 or 3 times a week. And on a road trip like this, coming off not being match fit, in high altitude, I think you give him those days to adapt and see how much he can go on Wednesday and try to get the win for sure on Saturday with him on the field.
Yeah.
It's a dog days, man. And we're playing the long game. I know it'd be nice to win a supporter shield and all that, but supporter shields don't put stars on your jersey.
Nah, they don't.
Contrary
to belief.
They put tattoos on orange.
And fact check me again. I might be wrong, but out of 26 teams in league history, only 5 franchises have won the supporter shield and won the title the same year, and the Galaxy have done it twice.
Yep.
So
we're 2 of them.
So it's not something that we want to look forward to. We got to be realistic about our goals, and the goal is championship. I want another star on that jersey. I don't want another fucking dish.
Yeah, well, we won't get any stars if we play the rest of the season like we did the second half.
Yeah, let's go through that that first goal that Vancouver scored on
right
us.
away. What the fuck was that?
You know what? That was Araujo got caught. He got caught ball watching.
Yeah.
If you go back and look at it, he was
His
supposed
shoulder.
to he was supposed to stay with him, and he just stayed over there by the goal line, and then he just turns and looks, and the ball's just going by him, and he realizes too. He's like, "Damn!"
I don't want to
Stick
put
your guy.
I don't want to put that much on Araujo, although part of it is his fault. But I think those are the type of things, those are the type of mistakes that he'll learn from, and it's not. It's hard to say it's okay because we got scored on, but it's okay because although I do recall him doing something similar once, I don't think there's gonna be a third time. I think he realized it. The fact that he reacted that way, he knew it was like, fuck, I should have attacked the ball instead of watching it as a deflects. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, he should have attacked that ball. And at the same time, it's an unlucky bounce too. It's like one of those fucking FIFA bounces where it lands to your opponent. And
It happens to you guys a lot, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It was a weird goal. I don't think they broke us down. Like, that was their intention to break us down like that. It was just, I don't know, man. That shit was disappointing.
It's a hustle play, man. Something that they were doing since the first half, pressing hard. I was honestly surprised about how much pressure they were actually exerting from the beginning of the game. They were maintaining their structure really well and pressuring the ball when it went wide. They wanted the ball on the center back's feet and try to create those mistakes. I don't know if it was, but that looked like what the game plan was for Vancouver, because they weren't pressing down the middle as much as waiting for the pass wide to avoid Julian from making that run up the right wing.
Yeah, which is something that Seattle was doing against us.
Julian, I think, made one run past half field or overlapped Grand Sear one time in the first half, which I think is a problem because we know what the kid is capable of, and we need him to make those runs, 2 or 3 times per half, good runs where he could provide service. And you didn't even see that because Vancouver was pressing so high that he would have left a gap if he would have pressed forward.
But wait,
There's more.
there's more.
Ah, come on.
More.
So, on the other side, where Julian was at, I tried to see that replay. I'm not exactly sure what happened there or where Julian was. Depew gets put on skates first off there, and then 3 defenders and Villafana, maybe the biggest at fault there, go towards the ball. Again, I'm gonna use a FIFA comparison again. Like, everyone just chased it, or anyway, it's so better. Ball. Everyone went that way. And Villafana, literally, if you look at that replay, he turns around like 3 times, like in circles, dude.
It's a lot of touches inside the box.
Yeah, but it was not necessary for 3 people to go after the. You're not you're a left back. The play's coming from the right. You as a left back should not be in between or next to both your center backs when you're gonna leave a big ass gap. Like, it didn't even have to be the guy in the center. That center guy could have still passed it to kept the play going to the left, and it would have been another man open. Right there, Villafana, a lot to do with. I can't say Julian because I'm not in the replay. I can't really tell, and I don't really recall where Julian was. The Pew gets caught out of position, so it's again hard to put it on him. So for me, that one is a lot more on Villafana because should have stood in his position, or at most near the penalty spot where that ball came in. Should have never been caught where he got caught.
It looked like something you would see like on a dusty field of a bunch of like 8-year-olds chasing a ball.
That's exactly what it looked like, actually. I don't know. That was whatever.
That's it. That's all you gotta say.
Yeah. No effort. I don't know. It looked sloppy. It was just sloppy defending. They're professionals at that level. You should know better, right?
You expect better, especially when you have a Greg Danny and a Dan Kalishman, on your coaching staff.
And they hit us around the 77th minute, which is something that Spenny was alluding to earlier, that they always put, like, the other teams always turn it on against us around that time, 70 and up. And at this point, you're tied at 1. You're not playing well. The momentum was shifted right at the half when that first goal came in, and it looked ugly. This is a very disappointing game.
Well, I don't know if Galaxy had any momentum in the half.
No.
It was just Vancouver pressing, and waiting for mistakes. And Galaxy not doing much. And that goes back to the whole thing about Cabral, which I'll save for later. But he wasn't. there wasn't much going on up top. It was. I mean, I don't want to lay it all on Cabral because Zubac is also up there. But
yeah, and I actually wanted to get to that next to close out this game. Pretty much, this game could have been different if some of those chances get put away, right? So, I know the whole tattoo joke and everything's going on, but I mean, hope you guys agree. It's like we need a forward because also, Augie came in for Zubac and.
Another
Much of the same.
yeah, yeah.
So
and then apparently they are looking for a striker, and I guess it's not really clear if they're looking for a right now solution or a long term solution. So that's
before moving on, a couple things I do want to point out from this game is we lost the center mid when Rayan came off. You did not have a legitimate holding defensive center mid anymore. Sasha's not that guy for this game. Vasquez was never going to be that guy for this game or this season, and Saldana has shown us that he can't be that low block holding midfielder. Mm-hmm. That's what really affected us too. You didn't have anybody that can solidify that center mid, close off lanes, take the pressure, nothing like that. Because for as physical as this league is, one thing that Rayan hasn't experienced is much physicality because his spacing is on point. The way he closes out lanes and closes out people is on point. So we lost that. We lost a lot of, how can I say it? A lot of stability and mental stability in the midfield when he came on.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is, according to Corner of the Galaxy, it's calf issues. That's why he got subbed out.
Cramps.
Whatever it was, and the initial sub was supposed to be Sasha, which is something they should have done way earlier because the team looked like they had no energy and it needed to insert some type of energy.
And that's why I didn't like that.
I told Brian there sometime early in the second half. I think even before the first goal came in, I was like, hey, dude, one of these guys got to come out because it sucks. They're just older. That's all it is. And then altitude too. It's like
I expected Saldana to start. I texted you guys. I expected Saldana to start and Kleshin to be a sub to kind of stabilize everything in the second half. But either way, I think no matter how those changes would have happened or the lineup would have been, soon as we lost Rayan, it would have been a lot of the same thing that happened in the second half. And then how about D. Will, man? God damn. We've been asking for a defender like this. Don't you think?
Yeah, Derek Williams
that's a beautiful yellow card.
I'll take that all day.
Beautiful yellow. I'll take that shit all the time. See, now if you thought that his last card was more of a concussion, I think that kind of showed you that that's just him. Like he ain't no bitch.
But it's a Sega comes in and plays next to
him.
Sega.
So
this still should have been the game that we should have won. Well, on paper.
Yeah, oh, thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. Yeah.
Thanks, Cotton.
We're back on that outro.
So, again, as I was getting to hopefully forward, we get one sooner than later.
Okay, so, all right. So you bring in a forward, right?
Uh-huh.
What is your expectation for all three of you guys? Serious question. People in the chat, what is your serious expectation? Because you're not going to bring in a starter. You're not going to replace Chicha right now, right?
Okay.
So you're looking for a serviceable backup, right? What are you expecting out of a forward that they're going to pick up in a transfer window during the summer? Like, what kind of an impact? Like 5 goals, 2 assists? What are you looking for?
To be able to just... This game's a perfect example when you need someone to pick up the pieces in an easy game like this with clear opportunities to put them away, at least one of them. I'll even give you a name, an ideal. Probably people are going to hate this for me because they want to hate Seattle. Like a Will Bruin type. He comes off the bench for Seattle.
Will Bruin, who had 6 goals last season.
That's all you need.
6 goals.
He would have had 2. He would have had 2 against Vancouver.
The sad thing is that last week we were talking about how now that Cabral is scoring goals, when Chicha's out, we have a reliable, source of offense. And no, obviously, that's not the case. And we were actually feeling good about it. That's why going into this game we were so confident. Like, yeah, we can win this game. But then you see this performance. I mean, such a lackluster, just lifeless performance. I'm gonna go into it more of it. I'm saving my words.
So what's the goal? I mean, come on, give me
a forward that could probably score around that 6 goals.
6 goals.
Around 6 goals, especially when he starts in these type of games. you need somebody that's going to be able to put him away.
So one
Somebody
goal
like,
every 5.5 games.
That's an answer.
Something
He's
like
not
a
going to be
Mikey
starting.
G.
He's not going to be starting.
So
Our main striker is going
one
to be
goal
Tishan.
every 5.5
I say
games.
1.5, so maybe 7 goals. Like a 7-goal backup forward. And you know what? Why isn't Cabral trying to play striker?
Because he
Supposedly, that's his position.
That's his position. Why do you not play striker? Why doesn't he
Too
put
soft.
Dunbar in there and you put Cabral up there?
Hell no.
And then to answer Aaron's question, does Los Dos have good strikers? Yeah. they're
Zubac.
Supposedly. Zubac and Augie.
And
They're
Augie.
already in the team.
Cabral would get crushed by all the MLS defenders trying to run through there. Look at how he gets pushed around already. You put him in there in the middle, that he's gonna get smashed.
Oh yeah, you don't. He doesn't need to come anywhere near the 18-yard box, unless he's in a one-on-one situation, coming from the wing. That boy is soft.
Even at that, he hasn't been solid.
Well,
That fool is Dwight Howard soft, bro. Soft.
well, one thing's for sure. At least we're not Atlanta. You guys want to do some awards?
Let's do some damn awards.
It's getting close to kickoff, so these views are about to drop. Or we just went from 1 million to 12 like in the last minute. So, award time. Is it like music? Award time. No, it's cool, Jay. I'm just kidding, dude. All right, what do you guys want to go with first?
Yeah, let's go with the next standing because that's the best one.
So I guess Edgar wants to start with Cabral, so go ahead.
No, man. Next standing goes to Revolution because he continues to impress. I mean, if you want to find a bright spot in this game, that's it. That's it. I mean, it's sad that it came so early in the game, but at least you get to see that we got more than we expected, and you expect better things for him as the season progresses. And he doesn't seem like the type of guy that's gonna regress. He plays with so much energy, and like we've been saying all along, his football IQ is outstanding. So hopefully he can keep it going the rest of the season.
My next signing player goes to Grand Sir. Each game he keeps progressing and progressing and progressing. He keeps attacking. He keeps trying to take players one-on-one. He keeps trying to look for that goal. Eventually he's going to get it. He didn't get it this time, but he's been getting better every single game. And I just like what I see from him. He should have been our DP, to be honest.
No, he shouldn't have.
Next signing player?
I'm gonna take the easy road and I'm gonna go with Rayon. I mean, he's everything I hoped for. He's been the kind of player I've been waiting for since Marcelo. Definitely had a football man crush on that guy. Just his style of play, man. It was for his size, for his lack of pace. That guy just was so smart, and we've been lacking that in this team since he left. And this is definitely, if not that caliber of player, even better. The impact that he's made, how smart he is on the field. You see it. Just watch him play. He knows when to press. He knows when to divert from the game plan. He knows when to settle down the game. For being in the middle of the field, the guy hardly takes a bump or hardly takes any contact. And to do that in the league, you got to understand that's special, And shout out to Joseph Martinez. That guy is special, man. To take 4 or 5 touches, I said this, in this league inside the box and score he is Atlanta United. It's unfortunate that we were not going to have a chance at him now that his coach got fired.
I guess we're not scoring in Atlanta this season either. All right. You say it's the easy route, but it's the real route. The Revolution is the fucking best player in our team right now at this moment. I asked, remember, for the U.S., we were talking about most important and best player on the team. I think Revolution, once we get to the end of the season, he might be the most important player.
We were having a conversation through our chat about Jonah and why he should move on, and I said it in a very bad way. Like, he's not a pillar that we can lean on for the future, and that's exactly what Rayon is. Yeah. Somebody that you could definitely establish a culture around, and somebody you can lean on.
Dude,
for
Revolution is so good at everything. I bet you that he's even good at helping Jonah pack his stuff. Anyways, yeah. Next standing Revolution. I think it's easy. Oh, no, you didn't say, so no sweep. Huh?
No sweep.
Whatever. Your grand's here.
All right, so I guess we're gonna go. Usually we go. Well, you've got Hurtman, I think, right?
Yeah, you got Hartman.
That'll do, donkey.
I'm gonna just take a stab at it from left field, and I'm gonna go with D. Will, man. And just that foul, I just like that foul. He you can tell he's not gonna let it happen this season. And if he can improve, great. If he can get a better partner next to him, even better. But you have a player that doesn't want to get beat, that doesn't want to be made to look like a fool on the field, and is playing, is playing how we need defenders to play in this league. We just need him to clean it up a little bit. But I like the aggressiveness. I like that mentality where I either got the ball or I get you, but
not both.
Not both.
For me, it's gonna be Vasquez, just because of the assist. That's it.
All right, so then I'll go Grancer. Grancer, dude, he's just from all the criticism he's gotten and stuff, and now he's just bouncing back. I mean, he probably doesn't hear it because I don't know how how low to the ground his ear is, but he's getting better and better. And
0 goals, 1 assist, is it?
Yeah,
but he gets a pass, right?
It's different. It's the effort.
It's a whole different game, dude.
But the results are the same, right? Ooh.
Catch Benny.
You know what?
You heard that, Dre? You heard that moment of silence right there?
Catch Benny in his own podcast that he's gonna start to do. He's never coming back.
You heard that pause from everybody right now?
This is the shit with Grancer is he's
not producing.
His impact is felt more on the field.
So you want effort, you don't want production.
One of the things
I would like to see both.
Because you guys are pretty hard on Zubac. Zubac's trying to the best of his effort, but
but he's not getting paid DP money.
You don't. Neither is Grancer.
Yeah, but he's putting more effort than the guy that's getting paid DP money.
Cabral is costing the team less than Grancer.
Is he now?
And he's producing more if you go by the stats.
How's he? Where is he producing more? The goals.
He has a goal and an assist. Grancer has 1 assist, no goals.
It's
costing more to the team.
It's the eye test, man.
But you want
It's the eye test.
But you want the effort.
It's the eye test.
See, I don't understand you guys.
It's the eye test, bro.
You want results or you want effort?
Here you go. I'll tell you what it is.
Go ahead.
One of the things that I admire the most about Grancer, and he's a guy I give my Heartman award to, is that he is one of the guys that's part of the chain that creates goals. He might not be the one that that gets the assist or the hockey assist, but he's usually one of the people that is involved in a lot of the run up to the play. He gets a lot of attention. He's taking a lot of shots that should have gone in.
Oh,
remember Eddie? I keep saying some of the best goals you score are the ones that go off the post. But he plays with a lot of heart, and that's something that is lacking up top. I think that if Cabral played with the same kind of hustle that Grancer plays with, he would be scoring a lot more goals. But
say that again.
If Cabral played with the same kind of hustle that Grancer plays with, he would score a lot more goals.
See, I think
if Grancer with that same effort isn't scoring goals?
I think you said it best there, and I think that's where Spenny's trying to bait us in. No, it's that he is involved a lot more in those run-ups. A lot of those goals and a lot of those plays involve Grancer. Where like Cabral is
supposed to be the end to the mean.
Yeah.
Where Grancer is actually working in there, doing a lot of the heavy lifting to get the ball up the field to Cabral and to Zubac and to Chicha, when he plays, and to try to get those goals in. He's one of those other guys, like I said, he has a good footballing IQ. He understands his place on the field, and he's well positioned.
Where somebody needs to teach him about scoring, though, right? With his almost goals.
Almost goals.
We're gonna have to pick this argument up another time because
with his almost.
Spenny, hopefully this baits Spenny to coming back. See if that works. But is that gonna be you've got Heartman, Edgar?
Yeah,
he said Grancer.
Okay, cool. I think everyone did the you got Heartman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Is
this going to be a sweep?
Yep.
I don't even remember what it's called. The Geo Award.
The game is off award.
The Carl Brawl Geo Award.
Where can I start?
Start, because I'm pretty sure we're all going to think the same. Well, whoever's going to pick him.
No? Wait. No. Because I don't want to give him any bailout. Let him go first. Is Spenny shaking?
Bailout?
Yeah. Let's see.
Go ahead, Edgar. You were ready.
No. Go, Spenny.
I want to hear this.
Yeah. Who's your?
Don't go off what we said and try to fucking.
Who's your game
for me, it was Sasha Kleshin. He didn't impact the game at all. He lost the ball a couple times in very bad position. He didn't show anything really that you look forward to from a veteran. He had no veteran presence. I don't know, for wearing the captain's band, he didn't impact the game as a captain through his play or through his leadership. In a game like this, it's a moment for a veteran like that to step up, and I just don't think he did.
All right, Edgar, the floor is yours.
He tried. Go ahead.
That's fine.
No, I mean, I think despite what Spenny thinks, and it's true, Sasha did have a rough game. I still think that it's Cabral, because this, no matter what the defense does to try to keep their team from scoring goals, you still need to score up top, to win games. Obviously, it's the most basic thing you can say. Goals win games, right? And the thing that gets me most about Cabral in this game was it was such a waste of a roster spot, right? In this game, what a waste of a game. Lazy, listless. He was completely disconnected from his teammates. It was like his mind was somewhere else, and maybe something's going on in his life, and maybe that's what's getting him. I mean, we're not involved in these people's private lives, unless they go ahead and broadcast it to the rest of the world. But when you're step on the field, all that stuff is supposed to go away, and you're just supposed to be focused for those 90 minutes and what's going on in front of you. But what an uninspiring performance, where you take all this goodwill that you had built up over weeks and weeks and weeks, and you finally score that goal, and everybody's on your side, and all of a sudden, by the end of the game, everybody's so disappointed in you that people are turning their backs on you. And I know a lot of people are saying, that it's still too early, but going into this game, it's been a while now. It's been so long now. We expect better from him. And the thing that makes it worse is that DP contract, because that is a huge focus on him. It's a big spotlight on him. And when your DP player doesn't perform up to the level which you expect him to, think, like I said a few weeks ago, think about all the DP players we've had in the past that have made a big impact, whether it's Landon or Robbie or Beckham. These guys came in and did their thing. And then you have Kevin Cabral, and we've been trusting Vanny on this from the very beginning, but there's games like this where you wonder, what the hell were they thinking? What were they thinking? Because he's not there yet. He's not there. He's not a DP right now.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, for me, easy. Just the whole DP thing is a big target. It's a big spotlight, and when you have that spotlight, you expect it to perform and earn those paychecks, and it's been quite the opposite. I'm not fully giving up. This is the Gio Award for this game, but I'm starting to get frustrated, as I'm sure a lot of fans are. But we gotta give, I guess, the trust in Vanny, and hopefully sooner than later, it starts to show. But easy for this game, easy for a few of the other games. Gio Award, man, the guy's just.
Yeah, and you would think he would perform with no Chicha inside the pitch yelling at him the whole time. That's usually what Chicha does, just yells at him.
I mean, it's one thing for Zubac to smile and nod at you, and another thing for Chicha to be yelling at you, right?
Yeah.
Good job, man.
Well,
I know. New coach, new team, 8 new starters, 3rd place in the West. And you guys still aren't happy.
Yeah.
Well,
welcome to LA.
Good problems to have, huh?
Welcome to LA.
Good problems to have.
Spenny, here's the thing I was thinking about, because I was thinking the same thing you were thinking, same thing you just said. But it's games like this last one that remind you just how bad we were last year, and we don't want to go back to that. This is the kind of game Galaxy played week in, week out last year, with the exception of the games against LAFC where we won, right? But my God, look how far we've come, right? Where we have a game like this, and we not only get angry, we get really frustrated, and like we're having this Chicken Little mentality almost, where you're like, damn it, how can you lose points? But like somebody said, on YouTube, it's like these are the really bad teams Sorry, Vancouver, you're a bad team. But these are
Don't say sorry.
these are the teams we have to beat. We have to win. We have to win against these bad teams. But Galaxy has done it again, where they play up to the level of their opponent. And it didn't work with Seattle and Kansas City, but damn it, they played down to the level of Vancouver. And what a look at how it has it all in a huff. Hopefully they can get it together, so next time we're like, well, yeah, that was just a little speed bump, right? But for now, it's like, damn, you're just shaking your head and you're wondering at these missed opportunities to try to keep pace with Seattle and Kansas City.
Yeah. Those are and especially when they drop points.
Let's see.
And 12, Wild West.
Eddie, correct me if I'm wrong here. RSL 2009, Colorado 2010, Colorado 2016. All three teams were below 500, and we lost in the playoffs to them, right?
Sure. Yes.
Right.
They're home field advantage.
So, these games happen, and
we
I
didn't lose to
rather
Colorado in the final. We lost to Dallas.
No,
That
I
was in
said in the
2010.
playoffs.
No, you're right. Dallas in 2010.
We lost to Dallas, and Dallas was not a sub 500 team. That was a really good team.
In the 2010, right?
Yeah,
That's when they went like 13 winless or 13.
that was a really good
without-
Dallas team
yeah.
that just happened to lose to Colorado in the final.
You're absolutely right.
Okay. Well, again, at least we're not Atlanta. So
Another thing too, though, like I mean, how many games did you expect to win in this 3-game road trip?
we gotta speak to these questions, man. We're also running out of studio time.
Let me ask you that. How many games did you expect to win out of this 3-game road trip, realistically, with this roster
2.
in this type of two?
These two.
We dropped the easiest one, I think.
Yeah. No, Wednesday's gonna be even harder.
So
I think
then-
RSL's a better team than Vancouver.
I actually
Yeah,
expected
'cause-
coming out not losing. I
Interesting.
expected two in a draw.
Because man, playing in Dallas at this time of the year, disgusting. Sorry, it's disgusting.
Just
in
being in Texas at this time of year, I can only imagine.
I think this is a really tough road trip, man. You got
It
2
is.
games in the real team though. That
Yeah.
even watching a game there is kind of tiring. Like, no more beer. And then you got to go to Dallas.
Just fucking wait.
I think these 3 games away in 8 days is a tough schedule, regardless of the positioning of the teams you're playing against.
It is.
All right, Brian.
But-
Want to take us through those questions
Yeah.
so we can get to this
we
game?
we don't got that many. First one from ES Roots. How much time do we have available if you want to make a move for a backup striker?
Well, I don't know how much money, but I know the signings aren't done, and the striker's supposed to be one. So
You still, besides the TAM money, you don't need it if you signed a U22 player.
You know what? That's not even in the conversation. So I don't think it is. Like from what I've dug up and heard, I think Corner of Galaxy talked about it, other podcasts. I think it's pretty clear that it's not going to be a U22, because if it was U22, then it would be for the long run. So I think, but they're not. It's not clear whether they're going for the long run or the right now. So I think overall it's not the plan to use the U22 initiative.
But it's an option, right?
But it's an option. I mean,
If using a U22 contract that'll, impact you for 2-3 seasons, then I don't think TAM should be an option either. Then
no.
because TAM is more hard to come by than.
And it's
The
gonna
GAM.
be. Yep.
So if we're wasting TAM money, we should be looking maybe at a U22 player that doesn't even cost TAM money
Hey.
and impacts the cap at $200K.
Hey, Caden, that ship is sinking in San Jose. What's up, bro?
So
We got one of the
shoot
U22
through,
slots.
shoot through. Logan Jones. You guys think Julian will be a good fit in Liga MX or in Europe? Hell yeah.
Europe. I think he's already a step above.
Yeah. He also says Cabral seems like he didn't care to be in this game. We can't have that as our DP.
Yeah, it's true.
There you go.
That's why I keep saying he looked disconnected. Yeah, like he was in his own little island off by himself.
Salt Lake's not an island. Come on, Edgar. I know you're smarter than that. Bro.
And that does it.
That's it.
We're good.
All right, cool. You guys ready to go so we can let these wonderful people watch the game? And
Yep.
we can watch the game and I
Let's
can
do
watch
it.
you cry.
Let's do it.
All right. All right, if you guys want to find me, by the way, thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to hit the like buttons, subscribe, share, whatever you got to do to help us get the word around. If you want to find me, you can find me on all socials as Eddie Nags. Mr. Brian.
You can find me as Bryant Nags on Instagram, Twitter, and PSN.
You got what I
And
need.
That's it. Ed is Spenny.
You can find me on Twitter at Spenny Bayless.
Edgar.
You can find me on Twitter as Edgar Nags.
Oh shit, that was it. I was like,
That was it.
Trey,
all right, Drake.
No,
plug yourself, brother.
I'm in the back alleys. You guys don't want to know where I'm at, but I got this for you guys right here. Go
Let's
ahead.
go.
Let's go.
Thank you everyone for watching. We really appreciate you. Oh shit, scores real quick. Keep playing it, Drake. Keep playing it. We got Salt Lake next in Salt Lake. Predictions real quick. I'm gonna go 1-1 draw.
I'm gonna go 2-1 loss again.
I'm gonna go 1-1 tie. First tie of the season.
Hopefully TJ's back, and I go for a 2-1 win.
And let's
So
go.
screw you guys.
And I'm going
Row
for,
scores.
I'm going for a 3-1.
There we go.
Let's
Let's go. For Brian, Spenny, Edgar, my name's Eddie. Big shout out to Dre Day All Day for doing what he does. We're gonna get up out of here. Till next time.
Keep on nagging. Let's go. Hey.
You.